One of my first trips to explore the ghost towns of Nevada included Belmont. Driving my trusty Prius, I drove a dirt road from Manhattan to Belmont. And after this trip, I decided I knew that I really wanted to visit other sites all over the state, and I needed to get a four-wheel drive vehicle. On my way back from a recent business trip to Reno, I decided to revisit Belmont. I visit Belmont in the spring, the heat of summer, the covered in snow in the winter. And this time I was welcomed with the cottonwood trees showing their fall colors. Silver was first discovered by an Indian in 1865, and in 1867, Belmont became the county seat of Nye County. There were 10 major mines opened the first year, and during the peak years, there were about 6 mills. The town had 4 stores, 2 saloons, 5 restaurants, livery stable, a post office, assay office, bank, school, telegraph office, 2 newspapers, and a blacksmith shop. Some reports say that the population reached 10,000, but it was probably closer to 2,000 to 4,000. The best known attraction is the beautiful Belmont Courthouse. It was built in 1867, and it served as the Nye County Courthouse until 1905, when the county seat was moved to Tonopah, and the building was then abandoned. The walls are covered with graffiti from many people over the years, but none more famous than Charles Manson. He and his followers were believed to have visited this courthouse, and carved into a doorframe on the first floor is the inscription, Charles Manson plus family, 1969, with a peace symbol. It was on the verge of its collapse when Nye County deeded it to the Nevada Division of State Parks in 1974. The Parks Department spent more than $500,000 on repairs. The windows and doors were boarded up and new roof was put on. It was deeded back to Nye County in 2012. It is now maintained today by the Friends of the Belmont Courthouse, a nonprofit group that works with Nye County to raise funds to preserve, restore, and protect the Belmont Courthouse. I'll leave a link to their website if you would like to contribute. We were not able to go inside the courthouse, but I managed to get a couple of photos through the windows. Someday I hope to get inside. In the back of the building, there's an old metal jail cell. These cells were torn out of the building and used in Gabbs, Nevada for a while. They were later returned to Belmont in 1991, and they hope to eventually put them back into its proper place. Here's a photo I found of the courthouse in disrepair in 1971. Strolling through the town, there's always a lot of artifacts to look at, along with the deserted old buildings. I usually run into some of the locals who have always been very congenial. On one trip, Russ and I ran into the owner of Dirty Dick's Saloon, and he invited us into the bar even though it wasn't open yet. Turns out that even though they didn't know each other, they went to the same high school about the same time. By the way, we just had a Coke. Walking down Main Street, you pass by the old bank building with its brick front still intact. I found this old photo of Main Street, and I put an arrow at what I think was the bank building. Across the street is a pile of lumber that once was the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Saloon, once a very popular place. Here's an old photo of it back in the day, and a couple of photos back in 1980 before vandals pulled out the main supports and it collapsed. Just kills me that inconsiderate people have to ruin things for others. I think I read that they had recently gotten a grant to restore it right before this happened.
Look around and tell me what you see. Is it a brand new man or is it the same old me? I keep marching forward with a small belief that if I'm still persistent, then I'll soon break free. Lost my thought, I think it wasn't bold. I think it's just a thought that wasn't meant to be told. I grew up.
This is all that remains of the combination mill, a 40 stamp mill dated in 1867 and closed in 1868. It was remodeled and used for another year, but in 1880 the machinery was moved to a mining camp at Gold Mountain. There was originally 2 tall smokestacks that carried the smoke and pollutants away from the town. Only one remains, and it was frequently used for target practice by pilots from the Tonopah Air Station during World War II.
My lens and I could fit my soul. Oh, I was 29, now I'm turning old. And I'll ever be is riding next to me, exploding on my screen, sun blaring down on me. And I hope that you watch this, I hope that you will. I hope you feel better about these cards you dealt. And you got everything you want, but you still chase it all and all. Seen that stuff.
Heading across the road is the ruins of the Monitor Belmont Mining Combination Flotation Mill, which was made from brick salvaged from the combination mill. It was built in 1915 and used until 1918.
I've been thinking about you, so beautiful and lovely. I wish you could see it all the way I do, so pure and true. And I've seen you in the sun, shining warm upon your skin, young feet wandering in the harbor there, and every summer since. And your song is alive, it's filling all the empty, eternity within these walls, within your precious.
The beautiful Belmont Church is actually a replica of the original church that was moved to Manhattan in 1906. When in Belmont, always stop by Dirty Dick's Belmont Saloon. Thanks for watching another episode of the adventures of two old guys in the middle of nowhere. Please hit the subscribe button to keep us trucking on.
And the days can be cruel,